Our second guest today is Jeannie Hatchett, who is a Washington County resident and is in charge of, I don't know what your official title either is, Jeannie, but in charge of the Mackville Community Center.
It's president of Mackville Community Development.
Okay.
And we're kind of the overseers of the community center.
Okay.
Yes.
Does that just for the center itself or for anything that goes on in Mackville?
Well, we promote a lot of community activities and we try to involve the community, and a lot of the activities will happen at the community center. But it's more for enrichment of the whole town, actually.
Yeah.
That's the way we like to look at it.
Yes.
But it's an all-volunteer group. There's presently 8 members, and we volunteer our time. We meet. We don't have a scheduled meeting. We have once a year, our annual meeting in February, but then we have board meetings throughout the year just to discuss activities, plan activities, and address any problems with the building or any uptake needs that needs to be taken care of.
Mm-hmm. Of course, this is the Mackville Elementary School.
Correct.
That was built what year?
Well, it's kind of a funny history about how the school actually came to be, because Mackville was settled by Captain McKittrick, and he donated land for the first school, and that first school was Rocky Hill School, but it wasn't on that present site. And then that school, became old, and they replaced that school, and during that time, a college was built on the present site of where the school is right now. There was a college there. And so that
What was
college,
the name of it?
I'm not really sure what the name of the college was, but that's an interesting
Oh
question.
my goodness, I had no idea.
Yeah, it was. And
The
then,
same building that
not the same building, but the same site.
Okay.
And then that building became dilapidated, and but prior to that, it was actually, the college was closed and the building was sold as the free public school. So it became the free public school. And then around, I want to say 1912, that building was torn down, and then the Mackville School was built, a building. And in around 1922, 2 more rooms were added to it. But since that time, there's been buildings that were replaced and upgraded, and so it's changed quite a bit since that time. But the site actually started, though, back when a college was there.
Oh my goodness. Well, that's just amazing. A lot of history I did not know.
It is. It's a lot of history.
It's very interesting. And so then you had Mackville Elementary School, which I know as a social worker I visited many times through the, just going in, checking on kids and this and that. But so it was Mackville Elementary School from 1922, you think?
Well, in 1912 was when the new building was erected there.
The current building, that's
Right.
1912.
Right.
Okay. And then added on and different things.
Right.
Okay.
And it was elementary school, and then it was a high school. And then in 1999, then a decision was made to move the school and put Mackville and Willisburg School together. And so at that time, the building was sitting there, and the Mackville citizens were rather concerned about, what was going to become of the building. And it's right in the center of town. And, a large group of people wanted to make sure that the building was kept in good shape and that it was kept active and kind of the center hub of the town. And so the first meeting was held in 1999. And it was in January. There was between 50 and 60 people there. And they made the decision to purchase the building as the citizens of Mackville. And so they did that, and around April of 2000, then they received the deed for the property. But
paid off?
It was paid off soon after that through fundraisers and a state grant. And so since that time, well, in 2001, a lot of work went on to renovate the building. New roof, windows, central air and heat, and A lot of different things. A kitchen was installed upstairs. It had the kitchen in the basement of the building that was used during the school years, but a kitchen was put in for activities so that it would be available for that. And so a lot of things have really happened to the building itself in that time, and we like to think it's in excellent condition, and it's used a lot.
Oh, yes, indeed. And you did that all through fundraisers, and then you did get a state grant for some
Correct.
improvements. So, well, that's just, so everything that goes on out there that you charge for is, goes back into the building fund, or?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, that's correct. In 1999, then MCD was formed, Mackville Community Development, and at that time, then we acquired a 501c3 to make it a nonprofit, and so everything that we do goes to keep the building up. It's 23,000 square feet, 23,747 to be exact, but every bit of the funds go to maintain the building, maintain the grounds, and just upkeep for it.
Yeah.
And it's all volunteers. We have no paid employees.
Yeah. That's amazing.
It is. And I have to say, Billy Ann Riley really was in charge of MCD in the beginning, so she did the hard work. I said I get to step into a job that was made easy by her, because she did all the paperwork and all the leg work and getting everything up and going.
Yes.
Her and the initial group.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, who would that initial group be? Billy Ann and her husband, Kenneth?
Well, Billy Ann was the president
Okay.
at that time. Jim Powell was vice president, and Jim Powell is still vice president.
Okay.
So he has been since 1999. At that time, Karen Carney was secretary, Brenda Knoll was treasurer, and then on the board also was Carly Shoemaker and Verlin Burns, and then Gary Byerly. I'm afraid I may forget someone, I hope not, but that was the initial group. And at present, who serves on the board is, I'm president myself, and then Jim Powell's still vice president. Our treasurer is Billy Ann Riley, and then our secretary is Jackie Russell, and Bobby Lee Russell's on the board, Carlton Shoemaker's on the board, Beverly Connect, and Brenda Knowles on the board.
A lot of the people that are staples of Mackville, residents who are committed to that area of the county, and you can always count on them to take the lead and be involved.
Yes, yes. And the goal in the beginning with Mackville Community Development was to enhance the community, be it through cultural activities, recreational activities, educational activities, just enrichment activities. And that's still our goal. We still strive to do that. This morning, in fact, I left the community center, and Ephraim McDowell Regional Medical Center was conducting a health screening. So we had a good turnout, and that went on from 9:30 to 12. And then at 12, the Mackville boosters were meeting. And they meet every Wednesday in the building, and they have lunch, and they have a meeting, and sometimes they have bingo, or just talk about things going on, and they usually have a very good turnout.
Right.
But there's
well,
a lot
Joyce
of
Powell writes about the Mackville boosters
Yes.
in the Springfield
Correct.
Sun.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yes.
about what went on at their meeting. And now, do they have to pay a little stipend to use the building, or that helps with?
No, they don't pay anything for the booster meeting. They purchase their meals. But the community center has a certified kitchen. And so we have ladies that actually prepare the meal there. Some are bought out and brought in, prepared meals. But most of them are prepared on site, and then the citizens come in and pay for their meal, which is very reasonable. And then they enjoy a lot of fellowship too.
Right, right. So are there these ladies or these people that come in and prepare the meals? They are, do they do that voluntarily?
They do. They do. It's all volunteer. We have no paid employees.
Okay.
And it's most Wednesdays, it's Beverly Connect, and Billy Ann Riley and Vicki Matusky will help. And so there's usually 2 to 3 of them that are preparing meals for all those people.
Wow.
And I left a very good meal today. They were having a ham dinner today.
Oh, my.
Yes.
How many people did they have in attendance today?
I think
Or-
they were planning on a fairly large crowd because they were also celebrating a birthday party.
Okay.
Yeah, it was Miss Helen Gabbard's 90th birthday party today.
Oh, well, that's a
Yes.
big event.
Yes, yes.
You know, isn't it nice that the people that live in the community have a place where they can celebrate big occasions?
Yes, it is. It is.
And do they have to rent that if someone wants to have a party there, or how does that work?
Yes, it is available for rental for private parties, and we've had weddings there. We've had wedding receptions. We've had baby showers, birthday parties. You know, a lot of different activities go on there, and then we've even had a funeral there. But yes, they can rent the booster room. They can rent the gym, and all of those funds go back into just supporting the facility.
Right.
But we have a lot of activities, like the Lions Club meet there once a month, the Mackville Lions Club. They hold their meetings there. In September, we have our festival, which all of it will be held on the grounds. Now, I have to say there's a couple of things that's held off-site, but it's just
Right.
due to space.
Exactly.
But the festival is September the 12th, and it'll run all day long, and we usually have a really good turnout for the festival.
You have dinner there, I think, don't you, at the community center, or a meal
For the festival?
for the festival?
Yes, it starts at 7 a.m. with a breakfast, which is sponsored by the Mackville Magnolia Lodge. And they will prepare breakfast. It's available for purchase, and then the activities start from that. And then at 5 o'clock, there is a bean soup supper
Right.
and
yeah.
live entertainment.
Yeah.
But all through the day, there's a parade and a car show and tractor show, silent auction. There's just a lot of things going on, a lot of games for children. It's entertainment for all ages, I
Yeah.
have to say.
Well, I know it's just a great facility, and it's just so good that you all were able to, save the school, and that the community is involved in supporting that. And I know your festival is really nice, and just there's just all kinds of things going on.
There is.
You also have that. Is it the donkey?
Yes.
The donkey ride?
We have our donkey basketball.
Donkey basketball.
Yes,
I
yes,
love that.
yes.
Yeah.
That is in October.
Right.
And every year the gym is packed to capacity. And it is a lot of fun. Anybody who's never seen it, it's worth driving to Mackville for.
Exactly.
It
exactly.
is funny. But that we always have a great turnout for that. And that's in the beginning of October. And then
Okay.
towards the end of October, we have what's called a Hallelujah Fest. And a lot of the local citizens and churches just come together to provide a area for children on Halloween night. And that's to keep them from the traditional trick-or-treat, for safety reasons.
Right.
And so they come in, they have games, they have prizes for them, candy, and we have a really large turnout for that also.
Well, that is great.
Yeah.
Now, Jeannie, you grew up in Springfield, or not?
I grew up in Louisville, and then I attended high school
Billy
in
and
Springfield.
Thelma lived in Louisville at that time.
That's right. That's right.
He told me that.
Mhm.
Okay, and so
Yes.
then you came out here for high school.
That's correct. And my father was from Mackville, and then my mother was from Springfield. And so this was the logical place for them to move to, was a small town where family was.
Yeah, yes. And then you married a fella from Mackville.
I did. And my grandparents actually still lived in Mackville, so I was familiar with the area, but I had never lived there. But I've lived there now 32 years.
Okay. And your husband is Marty,
Yes, Marty Hatchett.
and you have
2 children.
2 children.
Yes,
Okay.
that's correct. Our daughter, she's married, and she and her husband have moved to New Orleans. And so she's starting grad school in New Orleans, and they'll be there 3 years. And then our son graduated from college last year, and he's living at home, and he's farming full time.
And that's, now what is his name?
Justin.
Justin, the one that got hurt in that tractor accident that year.
Yes, yes.
I remember how devastating that was.
Yes,
And
it was.
how long has that been?
It will be 7 years in June 18th, yes.
And he's doing well now?
He is. He's doing very well, very well. We're really pleased. It's been a blessing. But, you know, you don't appreciate being from a small town until something like that happens. I'm sure you can relate to that.
Yes.
But when something like that happens, people just come out and they take care of you.
Yeah.
They really take care of you.
Yeah.
So it's a blessing to live in a small town.
Yes.
It really is.
It really is. I agree with you 100%. And I'm so glad that the children are doing well.
Well, thank you.
And you're active with the community center. And I just want to say on behalf of the citizens of Washington County that we appreciate all your hard work and effort,
Well, thank you.
And thank you for all that you do.
Well, thank you. We always have things going on at the community center. People are always welcome, and we try to put everything into the newspaper and the news briefs so that we can keep everybody updated, because just past January we actually had the Central Kentucky Community Theater Group there for a dinner theater. That was the first time, and it was a great success, and we're hoping to get them back.
Good turnout on that?
Very good turnout.
Good.
Very
I'm
good.
glad. I knew you all were doing that. I
Yes,
figured there would
yes.
be, because they're excellent anyway.
Yes.
So, well, that is
Worked out
great.
great.
And if anyone is interested in renting the building, should they contact you?
They could contact me at home, or they could also call Brenda Knoll. She works at the Mackville State Bank, Mackville branch of the State Bank, I should say, and she actually keeps the schedule with her. She does a lot of the scheduling, so they
Okay.
could contact her or myself. They could even call the community center.
Oh, there's a
There.
phone number at the community
There's
center?
a phone there, and it would be
And
best
leave
to
a
call on a
message?
Wednesday, yes. And they could leave a message, or, you know, someone should be there to answer. But, yes, we welcome
Someone's
all
always
persons.
there on Wednesday?
Yes, yes, because of the boosters.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And so what's that number at the community center?
Well, I want to say it's 5600, 262-5600, but I would tell them to look it up in the
Look
phone
it up
book.
in the phone book.
I would hate
Okay.
to. I carry a
Mackville
lot.
Community
Yeah.
Center. Okay.
Yes, yes, I'd
Well,
hate
that
to tell
is-
you wrong.
That is great information. And, well, thank you. Is there anything else we should know?
Well, this December we have our signature Christmas program going on, and we do that every December, second Saturday of December. It's a ham dinner and entertainment, and that draws a large crowd. And in the past, we've had Allison Durham Spear as our entertainment. Larry Sanders is our entertainment at different times, and so that's kind of our signature thing for the community center.
And that's the dinner and the entertainment.
Yes.
At the, and then these volunteers prepare that dinner.
Yes, they do. They do.
And then you charge to, of course, attend that.
Yes.
And
Yes.
and so hopefully make a little money for the upkeep of the
Right.
building.
Right, right. And then in August, too, we have our big alumni association dinner. And that draws a large crowd. That's a wonderful gathering for people to kind of come back and, you know, rekindle friendships and visit. And, of course, they have a meal then. And they have an awards banquet,
Right.
Hall of Fame. So that's
Right.
a great opportunity to visit the center also.
Yes, indeed. That's a very nice event. And, you know, you've inducted some, you know, people that have come back here, you know, don't live here, and get, like you say, get to see
Right.
their old friends. And so that's a wonderful event.
Yes, it really is.
Yeah.
It really is. And we're quite proud of it. There is a separate group that takes care of that, and they do a fantastic job.
And you have some people that have been inducted into the Hall of Fame that are really pretty famous people.
Yes, yes, we do.
Have done
we
a lot of
do.
wonderful things.
We do. We do. We have several well-known people. Reed Thompson. He wrote several books on astrology and astronomy, and for NASA and worked for NASA, and then he is in our Hall of Fame, and he's quite well known.
Yes. Yeah.
But we have several others that are well known also.
Right, right.
Yeah.
It's very exciting. Well, thank you, Jeannie, for being here. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.